It was dusk when it descended on the neighborhood, with long shadows on the cobblestone streets. Officer Smith patrolled through his accustomed route. The hum of the city was not disrupted, except for the slight rustle of leaves in the evening breeze. His eyes settled on a figure on the sidewalk, a small girl, 7 or 8, with her knees pulled into her chest. Her tear-stained face was framed by tousled hair, and her large, sorrowful eyes darted nervously in search of solace. Smith crouched to her level, his voice calm and reassuring. "Are you all right, sweetheart?" he asked softly. She didn't respond immediately, but her lips trembled as she whispered 3 haunting words. "Please save me." Those words sent a shiver down his spine. Without hesitation, Smith called his colleague, Officer Lisa, who had been canvassing the area for any signs of the girl's guardians. Lisa arrived swiftly, her expression a mix of concern and determination. Smith explained the situation, his tone grave. Together, they knew that time was of the essence. Before going any further, Smith took a quick photo of the girl with his cell phone and forwarded it to the precinct. The photo was distributed to officers all over the city to help identify her or find her family. Time was passing, and then an elderly woman slowly came forward. Her eyes widened as she recognized the child. "This poor girl," the woman whispered with a sorrowful intonation. "She's an orphan. Nobody takes care of her." Smith and Lisa shared a concerned glance. Their first priority was the safety of the girl. They would walk her to the station, where they could open a thorough investigation. "Let's not say anything for now," Smith said as he walked with Lisa, pondering how best to tackle the situation. "We'll publish her photo in all stations within the city so that maybe her past can surface, or perhaps an aunt or another relative knows her." Calls began pouring in, each one a glimmer of hope, but disappointment crept in after each failed lead. Just when they were about to lose hope, a call came in from one of the affluent suburbs. The voice on the other end was cryptic and urgent. Smith and Lisa were intrigued and felt an uneasiness. They left for the address immediately. As soon as they arrived, the girl's attitude changed. Her eyes widened, and her little hand clutched Lisa's sleeve. She looked at a grand mansion on the corner with a mix of fear and recognition. "There's something here," Lisa murmured, picking up on the girl's unease. Smith nodded. They approached the mansion's grand front door, which was answered by a man in his mid-40s. Irritated, his sharp tone was dismissive, only increasing their suspicions. "She must be mistaken," he said brusquely, faking anger. "I have no connection to this child." But as they stepped inside, the girl's actions spoke louder than words. She stiffened, glancing toward certain rooms whose secrets seemed too terrible to utter. Smith and Lisa exchanged a look of unspoken resolve. Something was seriously wrong. Under the guise of routine questioning, the officers dug deeper, their eyes scanning the mansion's rich interiors for clues. The man's composure began to crack under their scrutiny. Then the girl broke her silence. In a trembling voice, she said, "There are others." "Let me take you to the closet," she added, looking through the man's possessions and under the couch as if searching for something forgotten. The weight of her words was palpable. Smith's jaw clenched, and Lisa's eyes hardened with a resolve that etched itself into the very air around them. They couldn't turn back now. The man was detained on suspicion of committing a crime, and backup was called to secure the premises. More officers arrived and conducted a thorough search of the mansion. Their investigation led them to the basement, where a hidden door had been painted over. Behind it lay a dark and musty room. Inside, they found another child, frail, shivering, and etched with fear. The grim reality of the situation unfolded before their eyes. The children had been exploited, their innocence stolen for financial gain. The mansion's opulence was built on a foundation of unimaginable suffering. The owner was arrested on charges of child exploitation, his defiance replaced by silence as he was escorted away. The news spread quickly through the local town, sparking outrage and sympathy for the rescued children. Neighbors gathered at the precinct, demanding justice and offering support. Smith and Lisa watched the scene unfold with heavy hearts, but also with a sense of fulfillment. Their efforts had uncovered a heinous crime, ensuring that the victims would no longer endure such torment. The rescued children were placed with compassionate foster families, beginning their journey toward healing. Child welfare agencies collaborated to provide counseling and resources to help rebuild their shattered trust. For Smith and Lisa, the case was a reminder of the darkness that could lurk beneath the surface of even the most beautiful neighborhoods. Yet, it reinforced their commitment to their duty. They knew their work was far from over. For every child saved, countless others remained at risk. As they continued their patrol, the whispered plea of the girl remained in their minds. It was a poignant call to action, a testament to the power of vigilance and compassion. And while they could not rewrite the past, they vowed to shape a future where such tragedies would become increasingly rare. The streets were a little quieter that evening, and the air seemed full of resolution. Smith and Lisa exchanged a nod, unspoken words passing between them. Together, they would continue fighting for those who could not fight for themselves. The shadows of despair met with the light of hope.